there, everyone. Today we only have 4 cards released, but a whole lot to talk about from both Targon and then Freljord. First off, we do have the Crystal Ibex, Play, Grant an Ally, Overwhelm. This could be... I think this is a fairly static card. I think this will be really good with making a more aggressive Targon list. I don't have much of a problem with this card personally. I feel like it's fine. I'm just interested in seeing what you would use it on and what you would use for the 4-drop. Like, the only thing is, like, what would you replace when you're 4-drop? So I feel like that being its cost is fairly fair, and I'm definitely gonna go and try it out with some more Overwhelm Targon. So that's pretty simple. Next, 5 cost Sneaky Zeebel's Elusive 3/3, play stun enemies with 2 or less power. I feel like this is more of going to be a sideboard card. Perhaps we are going to see this in a Targon Ionia Elusive, since we've been seeing them try to get that Ionia Elusive a little bit more push with the aggro with the recent buff of the Mentor. But other than that, I could see it mostly as a sideboard card against an aggressive deck because it is all enemies with 2 or less power, and especially if your opponent, for example, has a huge board with tons of spider, like a spider release aggro, this is going to be quite powerful. But then we get into the Freljord cards. Voices of the Old Ones. First, 8 costs. I want to see that burst. Get 2 empty mana gems. For the top 4 cards of your deck, draw each card that costs 8 or more, then shuffle the rest into your deck. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. You could go and ramp with your Warding Stones or an extra mana gem. Then you could ramp some more. You put this, and then you get a Trimidaire super early. And it's burst. This is concerning. I personally feel like this is a little much, since we do already have so much control support for the Trundle, Aesol, and Trimidaire archetype that we got before, that I feel like this is definitely some overkill for it and way too value. This is going to get an Aesol to go and level up even sooner, even with the Aesol nerf, because you are getting all these 8+ cost cards. So this definitely seems like some attempted Behold support to see more of that card and that archetype. But I feel like this is unintentionally going to just sort of create a domino effect and going in with all these already very prominent decks. Personally, do not think this is going to be healthy for the game. Speaking of not healthy for the game, we got the 7 cost landmark, the Howling Abyss. So this is some real ARAM stuff. All mid that we're getting it is a 7 cost landmark. Round start, create in hand a random level 2 champion that's not in your hand, deck, or play. Now, there has been some arguments that this is going to be too slow to work, but considering you're going to be running this in decks that are going to be able to ramp with cards such as Voices of the Old Ones and the Warding Stones, this actually is quite cheap. So this is going to be round start, so every single turn you're going to get a level 2 champion that's not in your deck. And the thing is, there are some champions that are so much more oppressive than others. Level 2. For example, if you get this, like, you ramp super early, you get a leveled up Maokai, and you destroy your opponent's deck early game, I feel like that is very oppressive, as well as maybe even you get a leveled up Fiora, so you even get an extra win con without even having to go and have Fiora. Yes, we do have Landmark Destruction, but exactly how much of our deck slots do we want to commit to it is the question, as well as we think, oh, maybe a sideboard card. But the thing is, if everyone's running it and it's only a best of 1 on ladder and we don't have those in our tournaments as sideboarding, then that's going to be an issue when you get a Maokai or a Fiora in some cases, depending on how you're building this particular deck. So I feel like this is just going to force people to have to go and run Landmark Destruction, which I feel like should be more situational. Or we just have more multi-use cards that destroy Landmark as well as do something else while making up for the cost. One of the reasons why I feel so comfortable about criticizing the card design and being skeptical about it is because I do really love this game and I want the best for the game. And I feel like if we go into a complacency of just taking everything that's given to us, then we set this expectation that anything will be fine, whereas we as players need to speak out with our voices to be heard by the devs and hear what they are doing so we can all together make a better game. And I may be overthinking the voices of the old one, but the Howling Abyss, I understand it thematically, how you're going to work with this with ARAM, but I personally, I'm a little concerned. I'm also curious about what the next champion is going to be, since generally the cards will allude to the champion released next in the spoilers, but from these cards, it doesn't look like we're getting that. This may just be some cards that are here. We may be getting a Targon, but I'm not really sure. I'm assuming it's probably gonna be a Targon just because I couldn't imagine us getting something from Freljord. But from these two, I don't feel like it's really enough to go off of. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I overreacting? Do I have genuine concern about these two cards in Freljord? And what do you plan to be using once they are released? Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow for some more reveals and we'll see how they go.